Thank you, Fiona. And good morning, everybody, or afternoon, evening, night, wherever people are joining from in this virtual days. I am Karthik. I'm the CTO at Induspace, like Fiona said. We make solution. We provide a solution that makes it extremely easy to secure your web applications and APIs. And today I'm going to be talking about an application security playbook. This is something that is gleaned. Like, what is a playbook? A playbook is basically a set of best practices that, in our case, we've actually come up with after years of working securing web applications. So we just want to highlight. I just want to highlight some of the things we've learned over time, and these are the kind of things that any application should do to actually be secure. Let's see if this works. Cool. So let me first talk about the key trends in the application and what's leading to their explosion. So one trend definitely is there's a trend towards digitization. Now, this is not a new trend. This has been happening for a while now, but the last 2 years of the pandemic have definitely accelerated this trend even more so. Businesses that would not probably have considered digitizing, were almost forced to do it for survival or to service their customers effectively or what have you. So right now, any business is probably either digitizing or thinking about digitizing really soon. Partly because of this, again, a trend that's been happening for a while, but again, it's also feeding off this of the last 2 years. More application or more businesses digitizing. Another trend that is actually that's helping here is cloud computing. This makes things faster. It's not just price, actually. It's the ease of deployment. It's how easy it is to spin up services and machines and all the infrastructure that goes along with actually digitizing your business has become very much easier because of cloud computing. There is price also, but that probably wasn't the primary driving factor. It's more the ease of business that drove that. And the third trend around this is aggregated services and open API. Like there is open API for banking if you're in fintech. There's open APIs and aggregated services for so many things, right? From identity and management to live chat and everything. So this means that the business can actually focus on their core business or mostly the core business and use services built by somebody else to do certain things that is needed to have the business running, but it's not really their core competency. So these three things together has actually, the trends are continuing. Of course, there's APIs for everything. And this is actually leading to more and more applications being developed quickly. For this audience, I probably won't go into what is application security. I think everybody knows what's application security. Here, the only thing that I'm going to actually focus on is the bullet point a little bit below, which is the concept of shared responsibility. And the reason I'm going to talk a little bit about this is that I've actually heard from some people that, hey, I'm on the cloud and they are secure, so why do I need to care? And that's true to a point, which is why public cloud vendors actually talk about the concept of shared responsibility. AWS, in fact, has a whole document about this shared responsibility. So the cloud vendor is responsible for the infrastructure, which means any infrastructure level attacks and vulnerabilities, they will take care of it. So if you're talking about SYN flood or TCP level attacks, these are things that the cloud vendor will happily block, absorb without an issue kind of stuff. But the applications hosted on the cloud is actually your responsibility. And just like bugs in the code, fixing is your responsibility, security of the application at the application layer is definitely the business responsibility. So this is why we need to talk about application security, and businesses need to take application securities seriously. Okay, let's look at the challenges. Why is it difficult to actually secure applications? Firstly, there is many moving parts. Now, this is actually part of the trends that we talked about earlier. Many moving parts is because there's multiple third-party services and APIs that you may be integrating with. Even if you're building everything in-house or a vast portion of your components in-house, there will be multiple services, multiple microservices and components potentially by different teams, and definitely with different deployment timelines and development cycles. So it is complex. Most likely you're using more than one technology within your application. So this is definitely what makes it more complicated here. Another factor here is that security is a specialty. It's not, you might have a top-notch engineering team, but that doesn't mean that they're security experts. It's not just smart engineers. Security is a specialty. And of course, while people can be trained and people can learn this stuff, the problem for most organizations that are not already, already have a big security team is that there's not a lot of time to train security experts. The attacks are not happening 6 months from now and a year from now. The attacks are happening now. You need to be already on your toes to block it now. And the threat is real. This is not, we're not talking about, that, I'm too small. Why would they come after me? Or I work in this particular type of business. I'm not really a target for attack. I'm not a bank. It doesn't work like that. Almost anything, any application that is on the internet will and is a target. Will be or is a target for attacks. We did this exercise some time back, I think, where we put an application up and it is minutes before it's attacked. Things are discovered, their bots discovering and attacking very, very quickly. And the last thing is that DDoS is also a very, very we're seeing this attack a lot, and in many cases it's also kind of for money. There's obviously nation states and other things which go after certain sites, but it's also for money, which is more or less like a blackmail or a ransom, which is that either you pay us or else we're going to launch an attack and bring down and make your site unavailable just before a key date or something like that. So this is what we're seeing happening in application security, and why it is a little challenging for people to, or for businesses to actually secure it. All right, so let me give you a very, very high level playbook from what we see of how things are happening. So number one thing is, first of all, take control of what you can do. And what you can do is know your applications. List down your applications, all your public facing applications. List down the components they're using, the services they're using, whether internal or external. Just this exercise provides a lot of value, and you will realize things that, hey, like, what about this API? Who's securing it, and things like that. So this is a very key part. It sounds simple, but this is a definite first step towards doing it. Like, this is discovery. Know what you have. Once you know what you have, the next step is to do a security assessment on it. You need to find out, okay, I know these are applications and these are the services and APIs that I'm exposing. Where is my risk within these applications, and how do I protect against it? So this is part of it that you have to do the very next step, right? Which is that figure out where your risk is, figure out where to prioritize your protection or mitigating controls and things like that. Now, again, talking about security and expertise, this is where you will partner with security vendors or system integrators and people like that. But what we want to look at is vendors that provide a managed service or provide some management to what they sell you, as opposed to just giving you a tool and then supporting the tool. That is, if you find the thing that, hey, I don't know how to run it, they'll tell you how to run it. But the security decisions and discussions and understanding is all your own. This is not going to work out as well. Just giving you a list of vulnerabilities, just telling you, hey, you can turn on whatever protection you want. We don't believe that's a great strategy, once again, because of the security expertise question. So partner with vendors who can give you who can manage your vulnerabilities and your protection as well. These things are talking about tools and solutions. But the next point I'm talking about is more a culture. This is the transparency, right? What we've seen, or what everybody's seen over the last years of breaches, with the best of care taken, there are breaches sometimes. And when that happens, what affects a business's brand value, or what affects how the company does going ahead, how the customers react to it, is often transparency. It's do we trust this company that they're trying to do the right thing? Have they done the right things and still things happen? And how have they, now I trust them to actually fix those holes and take better care in the future. So transparency is very, very key to building trust, so that people realize that you're not trying to hide other breaches or other things or other vulnerabilities in your application. And finally, what about look at continuous risk detection? This is not, security assessments is not a one-time thing and then you build it, or once in 6-month thing. It is continuous. Continuous can of course mean different things. Automated scans can run much more frequently, and then there's the manual pen testing, which is also necessary, but that may be at a different time frame, but still periodic. And you have to have a web application firewall, which will block your, which will safeguard your applications in a mitigating control, as well as save your APIs. So these are the 5 things, or the 5 most key things we think are important to your application security playbook. Okay, this is looking at the same thing, just putting it down into a bulleted list kind of format, so that it's easy to look at what to execute and how to execute it. So just like we said, discovery. So this means getting an inventory of your own and other services you integrate with. Do the security assessments, so you find out what is your risk posture, what is most at risk. Add the mitigating control with the web application firewall. And make sure that your vendor, your OEM provides you a proper solution. We believe solutions make more, have a better impact, or make more sense for businesses than just tools or tools or OEM just giving you a bunch of tools, even if they have a common portal or something. You need somebody who understands security, which will look at the risk and put the appropriate mitigating control while making sure it doesn't affect your business. So, this kind of balance and stuff has to be done continuously. All these have to be done not just for your applications, it also has to be done for services, partners, APIs that you integrate with. And given all that, the other big thing that a solution should offer is simple reporting to all the stakeholders. This actually goes a long way towards building that trust thing, internal confidence, as well as if a breach of some sort happens, it will be a much better way of being transparent and reacting to it faster, mitigating it faster, and also explaining to customers that, hey, these are the steps we're taking before. In spite of this happened, and this is what we're going to do in the future. This kind of conversation will become much quicker once you have these things in place. So this reporting is also very important. Okay, so what are the desired outcomes from an application security, policy or mindset? So of course, there's the obvious ones, which is, I want to safeguard my application. I want to make sure that attackers do not impact my business. And yes, you will get all that, of course. That is part of why you're doing this. But if you look at it and put on the business hat, not just the security hat, there are higher level reasons or business reasons why you should do this as well. One, it enables faster digitization. Once you know you're secure, you can actually move faster. You can actually be more agile. The development, deployment, the engineering team also gets more agile because they can leave security to experts Of course, I'm not saying don't fix the security bugs, do that, but you have, security experts looking at it, as well as, adding mitigating controls and protection, at other places. So you can focus on your core business cases and solving your business use cases. This actually moves to an extended cohesive ecosystem. And this means not just the ecosystem of integrating with third-party libraries and services. This also means that all your internal services, teams, as well as your extended ecosystem, all talk the same language in terms of security. You all understand what the risk is, how the risk is being talked about in a similar vocabulary, and that actually helps. All this means you can build delightful customer experience built on trust, built on a bedrock of security, which leads to a high business growth. So this is the actual desired outcome along the way, not just, okay, I'm preventing it from getting attacked. So, okay, here's a slide where we talk about a little plug for AppTrana, which is our technology, which is a fully managed web application security solution. Like I said, we believe in solutions and not in just tools. And here we have a managed risk detection, managed risk protection, managed risk monitoring. And because security, we also want to make sure the application is fast and provide speed, we also provide a CDN. So you get site acceleration as well. And this is the whole thing is that's why our main thing that we say is that this enables businesses to go digital fearlessly. I mean, people are going digital anyway, but this allows you to go fearlessly with a smile on your face kind of stuff. And the next thing is that we do have a combination of technology and human intelligence. And this is important, right? There is technology, there is machines making decisions and fast and all the stuff. But there are times when we do need to pull in humans, and a managed service has that advantage. So in fact, there's an actual example that happened some time back, which is there was a customer who came to us because they were under DDoS, a high level of DDoS. And they had actually tried 2 other vendors before they came to us. And as soon as they routed traffic to us, of course, we started clipping the DDoS and blocking the bad traffic. But the botnet does adjust, and it was adapting a little bit. So we pulled in the humans automatically, and when they looked at it, they could give a targeted rule and literally cut the thing completely, at its feet. So this kind of stuff and this kind of stuff that we can do is that's why we say we need a combination of technology and human intelligence to get the biggest amount of protection that you can have. All right. So AppTrana currently already has, free forever security assessment, which means 2 scans a week for life. If you want to try the protection, you get 14 days free trial, and that'll give you the whole managed services with strong SLAs and penalties. But for the people in the OWASP who are attending this virtual conference, you can sign up now. And if you onboard your site, you'll get $1,000 of free credit. To see how, there's a link here. You can visit our virtual booth, and we have people manning the booth who will help you with this or any other questions you may have. And yeah, please visit them, check it out, and take advantage of this offer. The final thing, in a final summary kind of stuff, this is what we want, again, the Playbook is all about, right? Applications are crucial to the business, especially now with the digitization improving or increasing so much. Applications are the responsibility of the business, not the infrastructure or the cloud. So security of the application, also the responsibility lies with the business. Remember that building trust is as important as just mitigating risk. Obviously you have to mitigate risk, but also think about security solutions as building trust. And lastly, partner with best-in-breed solutions and don't try to do everything yourself. Security is a specialist there. That's about it, I think. Thank you.